Influencer marketing is all about finding the correct key partnerships. And as you can see, the beauty of influencer marketing is definitely its increased awareness, its increased brand recognition, like I mentioned, but also it's really important to have quality content for your company to be able to use. So a lot of brands actually partner with influencers for the ongoing quality content, the beautiful content that they're receiving. They want to really immerse their influencers or the brand advocates into their brand. So when their audience, the influencer's audience sees, oh, wow, look at this. The influencer that I trust, that I seek for advice, really does care about this brand's product and mission. I already trust them. I already look to them for advice for success. So I want to go check out this product for myself because I really trust what they have to say. It's all in the brand messaging. Like I shared before, it's not only is it an old proverbs, but also you cannot be the only one talking about your company. You need advocates. I like to say you need those tooting your own horn on your behalf. Let's start from the basics, from the beginning. Okay, what are the different types of influencer categories? Well, there is mega influencers. Now, these tend to be celebrity influencers with over 1 million followers. Now, with mega influencers, you've got anyone and everyone following them, anyone from a 16-year-old male to a 55-year-old female. Now, I don't know about you, but I definitely know that 16-year-old males and 55-year-old females tend to have different interests at times, right? And so a lot of times a lot of times brands that really want to get in front of targeted niche audiences do not necessarily partner with the mega type of influencers. Then we've got the macro, which the macro is around that 100K to 1 million followers. Then we've got the mid-tier micro influencers. Now this is 20K to 100K in followers. Then we've got the micro influencers, which is 5K to 20K. And then we've got the nano influencers, the nano micro influencers, which is 1K to 5K in following size. One thing I didn't mention, my apologies, following size on Instagram. Now, here at Twillo, we tend to focus on the mid-tier to the nano influencers. That's where we found our best success. So we usually cut it off at that 100K. The reason for that, it's very strategic, is because the companies that tend to come to us to want to work with us are not looking to get in front of necessarily a wide net, but they're looking to get in front of very targeted niche audiences. For instance, an example could be a postpartum mother, a mother that has just had a baby. Or it could be, it could be a 16-year-old male that's a gamer, right? Mm-hmm. So these are types of examples of niche audiences. So why micro influencers? Well, like I shared before, very high targeted niche audiences. Trust tends to aggravate in very smaller audiences. And so what happens is that their audience members really do look to the influencer for advice for success. We have found, okay, let me share this. When I first started my company 7 years ago, I had a very small team, and my team was helping me divide a campaign with A/B test. So we worked with a macro influencer with over 200,000 followers. And then we worked with a micro influencer with 10,000 followers. I want you guys to guess who ended up driving the most traffic to the client's website.
I would say the one with 10,000.
Exactly.
And I would think that it's because they had, well, honestly, they probably had just more time.
Well, that could be one way to put it. Yep. Yeah. It ended up being the 10,000 followers. And the reason for that was because they had this company, like I shared, was a niche company. They're looking to get in front of a very targeted niche audience. And so the micro influencer drove actually more traffic to the client's website than the larger macro influencer. Now, later in this presentation, I'll actually show you some numbers so that you'll be able to know, okay, what is strong traffic? What does that look like from an influencer? Like so when I run my campaigns, what should I expect to be able, what type of numbers should I expect to be able to see? But all that to say, the micro influencer drove actually more quality traffic to the brand's website than the macro. So stronger audience engagement, we also see that as well. Stronger conversations. Now, you'll hear me say this a lot, and I'm sure you guys have already heard me say this. Key conversations lead to conversion, right? You got to have the right type of conversations in order to see sales. And so that's why I always say micro influencers are beautiful for top of funnel to get stirring up key conversations around your brand, around your product, around your mission, in order to ultimately see strong conversion in sales. So another beauty of micro influencers or influencers in general is that they help you get in front of audiences that you would not usually normally be able to get in front of. And they do it in a very efficient manner all through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and so forth. Perfect. Did you guys know that average users spend 2.5 hours a day on social media? Now, I think that's even higher actually, but your customer is spending, I think at minimum 2.5 hours a day on social media. So why would you not want to be on social media if your customer is spending so much time on social media? Now, one thing that is cool is influencer partnerships are really powerful for also not only stirring up thought-provoking conversations or the right key conversations, as I mentioned before, but they're also really strong for building up your reputation and also furthering a mission. Now, a lot of companies, what they're finding is that they're utilizing influencers to really push a mission that a company is getting behind. They're also utilizing influencers to promote diversity as well as inclusion as well, and brand loyalty as well. And so these are just some different ways that influencers are really helping push companies and missions forward. This is what actually is a new trend for 2024 and also going into 2025 as well, is that a lot of companies are actually using their own employees as influencers. And on top of that, they're wanting to get more Gen Zers in, the younger generations to work for their companies. And so what they're doing is that they're getting these Gen Z and these Gen Zers to be influencers first for their company, for their brand, and then they're actually bringing them on as full-time employees. The reason for that, which is so wild, is because these Gen Zers have got already strong audiences on social media. So they're really these companies are really utilizing the Gen Zers to immerse them further into their brand, bring them on as employees, and then act as influencers at the same time. And so all of a sudden, brands are getting all of these built-in audiences that are happening. The cool thing is that influencers also are promoting ongoing positive conversations, like I've mentioned, around the brand and also the company culture as well. So companies are getting more social with social issues than they have ever before, and they're utilizing influencers to do this. See, the more people that feel a part of your community, and also I like to say it's mission and direction, then what will happen is the more that you'll have those advocating for your brand as a whole. And the beauty is you can do this all with influencers. This is a company right here, Frida Baby. And this was a past client of ours. But Frida Baby, a lot of times, in past generations, there's been stigmas placed on moms that after they have a baby, they have to act like, life is easy, no big deal. It's a walk in the park to have an infant. And, Frida Baby's mission was, I want to share, we want to share as a whole that moms are superpowers. They're superhumans because having a baby, having an infant, especially as a working mom, it can be extremely challenging. And let's bring a real lens of let's bring an authenticity to what a mother goes through. And so Frida Baby ended up using, at the same time, they're utilizing influencers to promote their products, but they're also utilizing influencers to share it, to get behind an overall mission. And that's what I was talking about in the slides before, that it's all about furthering missions first. So getting more people to get behind your company, to really believe in your direction, and then which creates communities, and then communities ultimately it helps the bottom line, it helps with sales at the end of the day.